Okay guys, look at it, man. We got the wheel and the tire together. Or I should say the tire is on the wheel. I just got to see that little compressor there. I got that at Harbor Freight. That's a little hot dog air compressor. That actually settled the bead on this. It works on that. So I have that little one and I have that big one there. The problem with the big one was it's heavy, it's loud as hell. I mean, it is just obnoxiously loud. Not to mention a hose is a real pain in the neck. So that was $52 for that at Harbor Freight. It did not come with the air hose. I got the air hose on eBay. It comes without an air hose, but so far so good. I mean, it's not real quiet, but it's I think it's 80 decibels or 82 decibels. So I mean, it's not that bad. So anyway, we popped the bead with this, so you can use that to pop your beads, to put your beads in place. We got the pulley on. The pulley, let me see here. My rear pulley is 50 foot-pounds in a star pattern, and the rotor is 16 foot-pounds in a star pattern. And I used 272 thread locker on the fittings, because I noticed some of these were actually, I think there was 2 or 3 of them that were a little loose. So I know what you guys are going to say. I'm going to regret putting thread locker on them. And guys, there's a way to get the bolts off without killing yourself. Okay, what you do for bolts, for fasteners like these are Allen heads. You take an Allen head wrench, heat it up with your torch, and you stick it in there. Preferably heat the thing up till it's orange or red. You stick it in there, leave it in there for about 10 or 20 seconds, and it heats the bolt up, and it'll melt your thread locker. And then you get your other Allen head, preferably on a ratchet, and it comes right out. That's how you take. These are not impossible or even hard to get out with thread locker. Okay, that's why I chose to do this, because I am not going to have this goddamn thing come loose. Excuse my language. I'm not going to have this. I shouldn't have said goddamn. I shouldn't have said goddamn again. I shouldn't have said it again either. So okay, back to this. It's enough clowning around. I'm not going to have this sucker come loose, boys. Okay, I can't have that happen, man. Because if this comes loose, I would rather have these in than done deal. Okay, let's turn this guy over, and we'll talk about how easy it was to get this on with that tire machine. And we also use thread locker, the 272 on these also. Now the kind of tire I chose the Shinko. I know all you said, oh, get the Avon, get the Avon. I had the Avon on here. Let me tell you something about the Avon, guys. It's a softer rubber. It doesn't last as long as this will. This is a harder rubber. Plus, this was only $200. This was $205. Where the Avon was close to $300, guys. And I'm on a tight budget right now. So, I'll be honest with you. I like this tread pattern better than the Avon. So we'll see how long it lasts. This is made in Korea. Pretty sure South Korea. That's where these come from. They're made in Korea. So that's why I chose this. You see there, right there, made in Korea. That's why I chose these. I read a lot of reviews about them. A lot of people like them. A lot of people claim the Avons don't last as long. The rubber is In a figure, I rode the big dog around for about, that tire was almost new when I had it. There was 1,500 miles on that tire, and I put a couple thousand miles on it, and it went down to nothing. As you see right here. Here, let's bring that tire up. I'll show you guys. Okay, now, there's actually life left on this, but you see, like you can see right here, it's worn down. It's almost completely flat there. The center, here's your wear indicator right here. It's worn down. It's worn down here, and it's not worn here, so it wasn't really wearing in a regular manner. Now that could be from me making more right-hand turns than left-hand turns. I wouldn't really say the tire was cupping. See here, it's another run right here. It is a little bit more worn down on this side. So then you can see how the center here, the center's more flatter. You know, that's like with my Hayabusa tire over here, guys. Same thing with that. Say this is from the Hayabusa. Same thing. See how it's flat here in the center? That's what happens to all these motorcycle tires. There's no way that'll happen to that one there eventually. Now the Hayabusa, I think it's 190 millimeter. Okay, this is from my 2013 Hayabusa, and that's 300 millimeters. So you can see the size difference in them. It's almost three of those, almost 3 times the width. So anyway, when I ordered this from Nomar, they said this will not work on a 300 millimeter tire. The next machine up costed almost $1,800, which I don't have the money for that. I mean, I do, but I need the money for the thing. So what we did is when I compressed the bead in, I took these off. Okay, these come right up. And I put towels down on here so I didn't destroy the rim. And I was able to get the bead breaker, and I mean it compressed the bead in with no problem. Now, getting the tire off, if I was to do this again in the future, if I was to do it again, I would buy a second one of these. Okay, I think having 2 of these makes it a hell of a lot easier. So what you do is, even though I have the little green or the little yellow thing, wherever that is, that's summer in here. Here it is right here. Okay, I have one of these. This does help. This keeps your bead from popping back up. But I still think having another one of these bars, that way you get this underneath there, and then you can keep this on a certain part of the tire, underneath the rim in the tire, as you get this to pop. The hardest part is getting the tire off the wheel. Getting the tire on the wheel is a lot easier than getting it off. You know, when I put the tire on, you pop that underneath your bead, and I still had to heat the tire up a little bit with my propane heater, but and then they also give you this grease. They give you this stuff right here, tire mount lubricant. It does help. Now, as for balancing this, I did read about the Dyna beads. Some people put a bag of Dyna beads. For this size tire, you need 3 ounces. So what some people do is they throw them inside the tire before it's mounted. Some people put them in through the valve stem. I also read a lot of bad reviews about the Dyna beads too. So I'm going to run this unbalanced. I want to see if I get any vibrations. If I get vibrations, I'll put the Dyna beads in through the valve stem. If I have to, I'll break the bead again and I'll throw them inside. But I think I can get them in through the valve stem. Now I did balance this on the balancer I used on a Hayabusa. I think it's real close because I did line up the red dot with the valve stem. So we're going to see. Now when I took the tire out, there was beads in here, but there was not a lot. Let me see if I can show you guys them. Okay, guys. See, there wasn't a lot of them. Let me show you what happens to these beads after a period of time. They break up. Now that is not even 1 ounce. So I've had this bike already up to 70, 80 miles an hour and it doesn't vibrate. So we'll see how it runs. We'll see how it runs without balancing it. If I have to put the beads in, I'll put the beads in. So our rotor's torqued down, our pulley's torqued down. Now when I assemble this on a motorcycle, we're going to tape off our rim with painter's tape, and we're going to tape the pulley and the rim on the other side real good with painter's tape, just in case it's bound to touch something, so we don't want to scratch that up. That's what you do. You get painter's tape, the blue or the green, you put it on your rim, put it on the other side of the rim, and you put it on the outside of the pulley and on the top surface of the pulley. That way if it hits anything, it won't get scratched up real bad. Okay, I'll check you guys out later.